So this week I asked, have you got any assumptions about me or anything that you have really wanted to know about me? Young man, I don't have any strange assumptions about you. You are a singer and YouTuber who just wants to keep some innocent gothic fun with us. I'm totally okay with that. Thank you. If you are alone, can you stop yourself from singing along with Freddie? I assume you can't watch documentaries about Freddie's last days. Who can? It's gravely sad, even 30 years later. So to address your first part, whatever, of the of your question, when I'm alone, do I sing with Freddie? Yeah, of course I do. What was I singing the other day? You know, I was listening to an album, I put it on, and I was like doing the higher harmonies. Yeah, I've pretty much seen all the Freddie Queen documentaries, and you know, I always end up with a heavy heart when it gets to that portion of the documentaries where it details his last works, his last days in some documentaries, you know. Yeah. What are your interests other than music, singing and acting? I don't do as much acting. Well, I don't do any acting. That kind of disappeared once I thought, okay, I'm gonna go into cabaret, and that got me noticed. It was great for exposure, you know, as a disabled performer, you know, and I spent about 2 years, really, Disability Pride and their events, and performing at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern in London, which was fantastic. Because what I used to do was, because I'm a voice actor, you know, and I pretty much got into singing the wrong way round, okay? I've always been good at voices, accents. You know, my mum once said, my Nat collects voices like, you know, you'd collect key rings, you know, which I think is so accurate. So what I used to do is I used to do these characters like Ethel Merman. I think she was the only one that was a genuine singer that I used to do. The others were obscure characters, really, that no one knew, but sounded funny, you know. But what I used to do with these characters, I used to set them up in the most unlikely song, and you know, some would sing, some would fully legit sing and be all over the place, and that's how I got noticed. But I don't really, I wouldn't mind acting really again if given the chance, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I'm just happy connecting to as many of you as possible, you know. So I may not be on a stage anymore, I may not have shows anymore, but we're connecting. Okay, so let's refocus. I love history, you know, fact finding and kind of working out, oh my God, this happened in such a period. It's outrageous that this actually happened. Or, you know, I was recently, because I'm setting up another channel about Victorian and Edwardian crime, you know, because I love crime. You know, some of the crimes are so barbaric, and I think I like the psychology behind it. I think that's, you know, what I really like. And you have to question, how on earth did you ever think you were going to get away with this? I just love history in general, really. I think, you know, it's a vessel of such discovery. You know, it's a bit like a family tree, isn't it? Anything else? I'm not sporty. I hate sport. Anything physical apart from the gym. You know, I quite enjoy the gym. You know, meeting up with my gym buddies and, like, you know, how's your week been, and like what you've been listening to. I see another. You can't get away from the music aspect, can you? But yeah, I'm not a telly person anymore, a great television watcher. You know, most of what I watch is on YouTube. Okay, so I will watch, like, the what have I been watching lately? Prisoner Cell Block Cage, because that brings me back to my mother. My mother loved Prisoner, and I don't know how old I would have been when I was aware of the conversation. You should get into this, you know, as a gay man, this is your heritage. And I thought, at the time, I thought a programme about prison, and I can see it now, that the cult, and I'm a huge follower of Prison. I really, it's addictive, you know. And by the way, I've not seen Wentworth, but at the time I thought, Prison, no, that's totally not me. No, I'm not very good at cooking, although I have a lot of grand ideas. Jacob usually does. He is a fantastic cook, let me tell you, you know, so I just leave him to it. So I don't cook, I'm not sporty. I love abandoned properties. Okay, there's a running joke between Jacob and I, you know, which he's not wearing at all. He's not impressed. But I would love to find an abandoned mortuary. Okay, now already you're, oh my God, I love abandoned properties. And the fact that over time they've deteriorated, I can't say that word, deteriorated. You guys know what I'm trying to say. And crumbled, and all that grace and all that splendour that they once stood for over time has just diminished. Love that. Really love that. What astrology sign are you? Are you still working as a tenor? How did you and your partner meet? I'm a Cancer, so what sign's that? Is it the crab? Am I the crab? I'm rubbish at, like, this kind of thing. I know I'm something to do with the water. You know. So I was born in July. Am I still working as a tenor? In the studio. I'm working at the moment on a concept album, which I'm very excited about and can't wait to share with you guys. Publicly, no. I suppose if I took the trouble to get a manager and really promote my singing stuff and put together a really good package of shows, yeah. Look, I don't need to be on a stage to get recognition for my work. It's good when it happens, don't get me wrong, and the excitement of live shows and really being in the venue and drinking up all the atmosphere. I love that. But as long as I'm singing, whatever form, I'm happy. How did Jacob and I meet? Do you know what? I'm going to leave this one. I know, I'm like so naughty. But I promise you that we will, because it's not just my story to tell. I'll have a word with Jay and we will do a proper, you know, we could actually do it on live stream, saying that, because I've just signed up to StreamYard. Yeah, we'll do that, because I think it will be good to bring him into this. Okay, so that will be happening very soon. Were you in the goth club scene when you were a baby bat? Yes, I was a very active member of the goth club scene. It's so sad actually, because they, as venues kind of close down or move, or the clientele changes, you don't see many of them, not even the one a month nights. I've seen them advertised, you know, on social media, but yeah, I learned so much as a baby bat. You know, I got adopted by a goth elder who's sadly no longer with us, but they really taught me what it was to be a good goth. You know, and don't be a poser, don't be an insult to the word goth. I assume you no, I don't. I hate cooking. Do you have siblings? How old are you? How old do you think I look? No, that's a question you never want answered. All right, let's start off with my age. I am 40 years young. And yes, I do have siblings. So I'm the eldest, okay. Straight after me, Kelvin, who sadly died of a cot death in 1983, I believe, which was just horrendous for my parents, you know. 18 months. That's all he was alive for. Yeah. I don't think a parent ever gets over something like that. I mean, it's so tragic when any child dies, but when you only have a snapshot of existence, and then my other two brothers followed, I'm keeping their names out of this because they're not in the public eye. They don't want to be in the public eye. They're happy for me to do what I do, but they're rather, which I respect. So yeah, and I've got a sister, who is just as mad as me. So yeah. So if you did take the time to, bash out a question on the old keyboard, thank you very much. I love answering your questions. Does not matter how big this channel gets with Captain Nut at the helm, I will never be too busy to answer your questions, because I think it's important to connect on a regular basis with your audience. Okay, you subscribe to me. You don't have to watch my content, but you do. Okay, and I'm forever grateful for that. I've said this on loads of videos, but I really am. And it really is a big deal that where I am now is due to you. Yeah, I know I must take some of the credit, but I feel like anyone could do what I do, because basically I'm just against green screen, a camera on top of a piece of metal, and a light ring, and getting emotional about music, and kind of wowing you all now and again with great resonance. Well, it is resonant sound. Isn't sound music? Boggle. Have a great day. Why did that sound so insecure? Insecure in... See, this happens all the time. You don't get to see it. I edit that rubbish out, I'm telling you. Whatever it is. See, if I was a polished content creator, I would have a script, I would keep to the point. I'm not, so I don't. Have a great day. Bam bam bosh.